What is life looking like if it's happening for you and not to you? You know, what is the perspective shift that can occur in the area of your career, your finances, your friendships, your relationships, your relationship to self? You know, what shifts when you begin to look at life as happening for you? In today's video, we're going to talk about life occurring for you, my perspective on it, why I choose to look at it that way, and really, I'm just going to talk a little bit about my raw truth. So life occurring for me has always been, I can't say it's always been a part of my life. This concept was brought to me years ago, probably. I want to say years ago. I've done endless amounts of self-development seminars. And so this concept was brought up to me more than once, multiple times. And throughout the years, I've allowed myself to explore that perspective. If life is happening for me, what does that mean? What does that look like? And over the years, I began to look at, if life is happening for me, then who am I being? What am I being taught? Why is this lesson? What is the lesson that's there for me? My experience in life is that if I live from a perspective of life is happening to me, I'm going to show up defensive. I'm going to show up as a victim. I'm going to show up as just probably not my best self, because I am going to be responding to my life in a response mode of survival, in a response reactive mode. I'll be responding in a reactive mode. So that's what I'm trying to get across. Have I always responded to my life as it's happening for me? Absolutely not. I feel it's been an incredible practice to get to this place where I really am starting to understand and root into today that everything in my life is happening for me. Now, in the moment when a circumstance is occurring for me, a situation, can I admit and say, oh, I look at it in that moment as this is happening for me? Absolutely not. Typically, if a situation is coming at me, at least that's my occurring in the moment, I don't recognize it right away until I step back and say, okay. And how I know this is when I get triggered. And I think that would be a great video as well, because I heard this on a video one day, triggers are the pathway to healing. And I was like, oh my God, yes. So triggers are a pathway to healing. I'll do another video on that later because I see that as very profound. But when we're talking about life is happening for me, and you can try this on if you'd like. Life is happening for you if you don't already live this way. If life is happening for me, I'll use the most current breakup. So I went through a breakup 4 months ago. And it was sad. It was hard. I don't want to say it blindsided me. It did a little, but not really. Because if I look back hindsight, there were definitely things occurring, building up to this would be the dissolution of the relationship. And I think for the better for both of us. Lots of love present in that relationship, but also lots missing in that relationship. And aspects of ourselves that I think either we weren't wanting to put in or choosing not to, but irregardless, doesn't matter. Dissolution of the relationship. 2 days after the relationship, my dad died. Very sudden, out of the blue. That's another story for another day, because that too was like, holy shit, my dad just died. So boyfriend moves out. 2 days later, my dad dies. A month later from the day that the boyfriend moves out, my furry friend of 11 and a half years, passed away of heart failure. Okay? So, and let's not forget, I'll just throw this in here. I live in Texas and we were having the Texas snowpocalypse. Okay, so boyfriend moves out, Texas snowpocalypse happens on that Monday. That's what they like to call it, whatever, the snowstorm. My dad died on the Tuesday. and the dog died a month later of heart failure. People might think, well, she sure has a lot of meaning behind all of that. Take it how you want it. This is my perspective on life. And people can try it on or not. People can judge it or not. I don't give a flying bleep what. But I'm just sharing because it really is about, for me, getting to the rawness of truth of what's happening in my life. And who am I going to be in that realm? Who am I going to step into, with life occurring around me? So I'm using this as an example because one could say, oh my God, Tara, oh, that's awful. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. And yes, I felt that way. But all the while, I knew in my heart, I knew at the core of me, this is happening for me, and you need to show me why this is happening for me. You need to show me why this is happening for me. Why did I have like the accordion of just heartbreak? It was literally like, it's like gonna squeeze it and pull it out, right? And when the dog passed, Fern was her name, Princess Fernalina, to be correct. When she passed, it was literally the day when they told me, we thought we were taking her to the vet for one thing. And when we got there, they were like, we had no idea that this is unexpected. When I got home from that visit, because we didn't bring her home, I literally collapsed on my knees in my bedroom and I wailed. Like I cried and cried and cried, and I could cry right now. I cried and cried and cried. And then I just kept asking, why is this happening for me? Why is this happening for me? It gave me so much power to understand why this was happening for me and not to me. And the pivotal piece was, one could say she died of a broken heart, but she had heart failure. So she had a chamber that had collapsed. It would have taken lots of surgery, and it just would have been a very extensive process to have her have a quality of life that I didn't feel was fair to do to her. She had done her job. She was a great, great, great loving soul and took very good care of my son and I. And as I look back at that, I began to see for myself, this was the closing of a chapter. And this beautiful soul held and absorbed all the pain that was going on in my heart, all the pain that I needed to clean out, all the pain that I needed to look at. From my father and my relationship to my father, to my relationship to men, to my relationship to romantic relationships. And all of those things had a tie. They all were correlated. They all had a connection. And if any of you follow like the real big spiritual shifts and ascensions that are occurring, which I'm very much an advocate for all of that thought process and philosophy and theory. If I look at myself as an evolving soul, that was all happening for me. There was something for me to look at. There was something for me to get. There was something for me to heal and restore and repair within my heart, because there were patterns that I kept repeating. And those patterns were seated at a very young age with my father. And not like my father did anything to me. See, another piece that I believe in, again, speaking the rawness of my truth, another piece that I believe in is that I believe that I chose my parents. I believe that I chose the divine circumstances that unfold in my life for me, my soul, to learn the lessons that I came to learn, to add more badges to my warrior vest. Let's look at it from that perspective. I am a warrior. I am a goddess. And the truth is, I am honor, valiant, radiance, worthy, and known. That is at the core of me. That is who I am, the core of me. I am honor. I'm valiant. I'm radiance. I'm worthy, and I'm known. And I believe that when one speaks the truth, only then can they inspire, motivate, and activate the true source of who they are and truth in others. So this was a piece of that. And this is what I mean. Let me get back because I'm diverting. This is what I mean about getting to the rawness, getting to the life is happening for me. It's not happening to me. And anytime I'm in the space of it's happening to me, that's when I know my ego is present and my victim is present. And I don't want to say my victim, but the victim side of my ego, which is to survive, that's when that's present. And that's when that begins to operate and orchestrate what I will begin to see out here. When that aspect of me is at play, it orchestrates what I see out here. I don't want to see a world from the state of victim. I've lived many years from that state, and it's a state purely of suffering and trauma and stress and exhausting. That's my perspective on my victim. Or I keep saying my victim, it's my victim. The victim within me, if that shows up. So practicing this dance of looking at life as occurring for me, it's happening for me, it's happening for me, it's happening for me, it's happening for me. And everything within me that I need to heal, restore, repair, any heartache, any heart pangs, life is going to show up to support me in healing that. So that accordion, I really saw it as like, gotta squeeze it out of you right now. It was this opportunity to catapult me because I was on this trajectory. I was repeating patterns. I was repeating patterns in choices, in behaviors, with certain types of relationships, romantic, I was repeating patterns that were no longer going to serve me, that could no longer be going into this new realm that we're all stepping into. And I had to see it. And I had to see it hard. And I had to see it like happen like that. Now one could say, no, it didn't have to happen like that. For me, it had to happen like that. Sometimes I need like that big kick in the head, not literally, thank you, just figuratively. So what I came away with, so what have I come away with from that experience was recognizing the aspects of me that I was still not loving, recognizing aspects of worth that still were not intact for me, and drawing that back to this connection of when we come into this world, we come in pure, we come in whole, we come in complete. But the minute we enter this world, the outside world's programs begin to kind of collect on top of you. So you begin to have these expectations, like I'm supposed to have these role models, I'm supposed to have this, and I'm supposed to have this, and it's supposed to look like this, and how come my friends' lives look like that, but mine looks like this? And all along the way, I'm building my strategies to get through life. So it was a great opportunity for me to see what I wasn't still looking at. And the truth is, what I wasn't looking at is how beautiful and amazing I am. How much there were aspects of me I still was not loving. There were aspects of me that I was sacrificing in the name of love, because I thought I had to do these things for love, because I believed love needed to look a certain way, because I needed to feel like a man is supposed to show up this way. I, as a woman, am supposed to show up this way, and we're supposed to show up this way for my son. There were still those pieces and those layers mixed in. It's just a deep conversation. And I keep hearing, well, what did you get out of it? What did you get out of it? What did you get out of it? I got myself out of it. I got to really see that what I was choosing and what I was settling for was for all the wrong reasons. And nobody should ever settle for anything. Not you, not me, not him, not her, not anybody. I say him, her, because I don't know who's watching this. My dad, my mom, anybody. Nobody should settle for anything. But I think we're very conditioned to settle for things. That moment, that 90 days, not even 90, it was 30 days. That 30 days impacted my life so incredibly. It shook me to my core to where I knew I had to make some serious changes. And I don't regret any of the situations that occurred. Not a single one. I feel blessed. I feel blessed that it occurred. I feel blessed that I saw what I saw. I saw what I needed to see. Losing my dad. But that's another conversation for another video as well. It's a totally different circumstance with my dad. As far as that relationship, we did it. We did it the best we could. It was time to dissolve it. That's it. And we're not the right combination. And we were together probably for the wrong reasons. We were together for the wrong reasons. But we were doing what we thought we were supposed to based on the programs and all the shit that's manifested out here in the outside world and what it tells you to do, what it tells you should do, why you should do, and how, and I think, did we want the best of it? Did we want it to work out? Absolutely. But we got to see the truth of who we are and what we represent for ourselves and what we couldn't represent for each other. So that's that. But anyhow, that I just shared a lot. If you are interested in these kinds of conversations, just kind of digging deep and looking in and peering through the window, if those are the kinds of conversations you're interested in, I encourage you to stick with me and join me, because I would love to hear your thoughts. I would love to rattle off conversation back and forth and just, hear where you're at in how life has occurred for you. If you like what you're seeing, subscribe, please, to this channel. Share the video, hit the like button. That's always cool too. I just want to say thank you to all of you that have stuck around this long in the conversation and have, chewed on this for a little bit. Tell me what you think about your life and how you see it. Is it happening for you or to you? And thanks for joining me on the journey. See you in the next video. Have a great day. Looking in the peeping glass, or what is that? What is that? Oh, I won't even get into it anyways. I'm thinking of Alice in Wonderland, the peeping glass. I can't think. Somebody tell me in the comments below. But